Hey, today we're cooking a brisket hot and fast. We're going to see if this is a myth that you can't cook a brisket hot and fast. I don't know about you, but I think this thing turned out pretty juicy and super tender. We're going to cook this thing at about 300 degrees. We're going to try to be done in 5 hours. That's the goal. But look at that. Stay tuned. I'll show you more about the hot and fast method. You won't be disappointed. Okay, here's the meat I got. I got it at Winco. I don't know if you guys have a Winco in your area. This brisket was $3.98 a pound. It's almost a 15 pounder for about 60 bucks. It's pretty decent. I like to pick a brisket that's almost the same level from top to bottom, but this is not quite, but almost close. Okay. I'll have to do some trimming on this thing on the back. Fat cap right there, and then also right here. And I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done. Okay, here's the brisket trimmed. Like I said, there wasn't much fat here on top, so this ought to be interesting to see how that turns out. Meat feels a little interesting right there, but hopefully it turns out good. You just want the fat cap just be about a 1/4 inch thick. Then I trimmed off some fat. Left just a little bit on right here, but a little bit of fat is okay as it helps render down, and then it kind of makes it more tender anyway, so I kind of like to leave a little bit of fat on there as well. But I'm going to show you actually what I do overnight, my brine, and stay tuned for that. Okay, I haven't tried this, but I want to try it out for this brisket. It's W sauce. It is like the new thing going on right now on all the social medias. I'm just going to put a little bit of this to act as a binder. Don't want to get too much, but enough to make the seasoning stick on the sides and on the tops. All right, just get a nice thin coating on there, not a whole lot. Okay, that's step one. Now, don't freak out. You have to have a lot of salt on a brisket. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put some kosher salt. You wanna put a heavy coating on this, okay? This is your dry brine for the night. This is what you're gonna do. Since we are going to smoke it hot and fast, you wanna add a lot of salt to give it flavor, but also you wanna get the sides, because I know the side police is watching right now this video. And you want to get that on all angles, all right? And this is going to stay in the fridge all night long with the salt and all the seasonings that I put on it. Okay. Next, I do a barbecue rub. This is Van's. This is a barbecue restaurant here that I use. And you're going to put a heavy dose of this on top of the salt that you put on there. This combined with the pepper is going to give you your bark that you need and want on your brisket. And again, you're going to want to put it on the sides as well, just like that. As you put your seasoning on top of your brisket, you just want to pat it. Don't rub the meat, okay? We don't rub our meat, we pat it so that way it gets into the meat, because if you just spread it, it's not going to get into the meat very good, all right? So, got that done. Now I'm going to add some black pepper right here. You want a heavy dose of this. This is going to get your crust. It's going to get your bark that you want. And that bark's going to give it a good look to your brisket, all right? It may look like a lot, but that's what you need on your briskets, okay? And again, get it on all the sides as well. Okay, just like that. Okay. So the method that we're gonna use is we're gonna try the hot and fast method. A lot of people smoke their briskets overnight for 12 to 14 hours. I wanna wake up early tomorrow morning. I'm gonna try to smoke it at 300 degrees, and then I'm going to, once it reaches about 203, I'm gonna take it off, and then I'm gonna put it in a cooler and let it rest for about 3 hours. But once you put it in there, you want to just let it go at 300 degrees. And then once it reaches about 175, you're going to wrap it in foil, put some butter on the bottom of it, and then you're going to wrap it up and then put it back on the smoker till it reaches 203. So I can't wait to try this out tomorrow and see if it turns out tender and tasty, and the smoke ring is there, and I hope it has a smoky flavor. So, okay, so we're gonna put it to the test. We're gonna season the other side, all right? And then I'm gonna put this in the fridge. I'll meet you guys back in the morning, all right? For when we put it on the smoker, we're gonna let this hang out and let it do its thing and marinate all night. And I hope this turns out great with an awesome smoke ring. I can't wait to find out, see what this looks like. All right, we'll see you in the morning. Good night. Okay, let's check it out early tomorrow morning. Hope it does its thing. We'll see what happens. This is the knife I used to cut my brisket. I'm gonna go wash it, but man, this thing is awesome. My brother got it for me. It's perfect. I had a really sharp knife and that thing was not doing the trick, but I can't remember what this knife is called. Does anyone know what this knife is called? Leave it in the comments and let me know. But you've got to have this knife to trim your brisket and to carve it when it's done. Well, this is the next morning. I had to add a little extra seasoning on it because it eked and made a lot of juices overnight, and so a lot of the seasoning came off on the bottom, and so I just patted it and then added some more. So should be good to go, but let's go put it on the smoker. Okay, so again, everyone says you can't smoke a brisket hot and fast, and so I'm gonna put it to the test. I'm actually gonna try to smoke it in under 5 hours. I'm gonna turn it up to 300 degrees and let it ride, and then once it reaches 175, I'm gonna wrap it in foil, and then I'm gonna take it off once it reaches an internal temp of 203. I'm gonna take it out, and then I'm gonna put it in a towel, wrap it in a towel, and then I'm gonna put it in a cooler and let it rest, hopefully about 3 hours. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna see if it's a myth, if you can cook a brisket in under 5 hours. Most people do it for 12 to 14, but let's get it. I'm excited about this cook, y'all. I'm gonna see how it turns out. Let's let it do its thing. Okay, here's what it looks like after an hour and a half. All right, not bad, looks pretty good. Close the door, let it keep doing its thing. Okay, here we are at 163 degrees, 4.5 hours in. Bark's kind of starting to take place. This is taking longer than I thought it would. Probably should have started earlier, but here we are. So I'm going to shut it. It's at 163 degrees. I think I'm going to wrap it at 175. I'm hoping this thing kind of hurries up. But yeah, I thought this would be done in 5 hours, and it's not even close. So we'll see how long this actually takes. Okay, here we are at 5 hours. It's reading 170 degrees. I thought it'd be there at this point, but we're not there. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it, I think, now that it's 170 degrees. And then hopefully this hurries up and cooks. At 5 hours, I'm gonna turn it now to 350, 300 to 350. And hopefully it'll speed up the process, because I got a game and company coming over for this Tennessee game. So, yep. All right, I'm just gonna put a little bit of beef stock on the bottom. Not a whole lot, just a tad. We'll keep it moist down there on the bottom, okay? Like I say, not very much. And then here's my brisket. If you wanna look at my brisket real quick, I'm gonna hurry up and get it on. It's got a little bit of a char. It's getting black, okay, like you like. It's at 170, so this is the perfect time to wrap it, okay? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it once, okay, right here. You want it pretty tight. I'm gonna come back here and then wrap it on top, okay? Now, I'm gonna fold it, okay? Because you want this to be covered as well. You don't want any meat exposed, and so you want to wrap it. You fold it up nice and tight, okay? This is about the easiest way you can do it, okay? If you want, you can do one more, just for extra lathering if you want. I might do it one more time, then I'm gonna put it back on the smoker. Hopefully this thing will get done. I turned it up to 450. It's been 5 hours at 300 degrees. The smoker said 300 because I got people coming over to eat this thing. So I'm gonna turn it up about 50 degrees and see if we can get done here. All right, I'll see you soon. Okay, so good thing I bumped this up to 350 because now it is done. So I think I'll be able to rest about 2 hours. I was gonna have it rest about 3 hours, but 2 hours will probably be fine. So when you wrap it, okay, you're just gonna take this top part, make sure you're not using a towel that you really like a lot, kind of tuck it in there, and then you're going to wrap and then wrap underneath. And then you wanna wrap the sides on both sides, make it nice and tight. This way, because you took out your meat thermometer, you're not gonna lose any juices at all whatsoever. And then follow me here, and here's what you do. You just put it in this ice chest right there, cooler, and you just close the door, leave it shut for about 2 hours, let it rest for 2 hours, and then I'll see you in 2 hours. But for you, it'll be a blink of an eye. I'll see you soon. Now for the moment of truth. Look at that barking. I like it. It's looking good. Really juicy, really tender. Oh my, I'm gonna put on another glove. That thing is so hot, I can't even pick it up. Woo! Gosh, that is hot. Wow. But look at the juices. That's what you want to see right there. The juices. All right. Okay, so you want to cut it right here between the flat and the point, okay? Okay, just like that. Let's see how juicy it is. Can you get close to that? Look at that juice. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That is amazing. That's what you want. And here's the flat, okay, where you can make some brisket sandwiches. That's a home run. This is gonna be good, babe. Now you want to try to cut this like with a pencil, okay? Make it about the size of a pencil cut. If you were slicing about pencil sizes, that's what you would want. That bark is beautiful, okay? And it just falls over, okay? Look at this. Now turn your music off. Okay, look at that. It's tender, it's juicy, passes the whole test. Look at that. That's amazing. Wow. Let me try this brisket. That's gonna be a home run. Oh man, that's good. Really good. I'm gonna finish slicing this, the flat. Okay. Okay, now you don't want to cut like this because the grain runs like that. Okay, so you want to go against the grain. You're going to flip it around, and this piece right there is not much but fat, so I'm going to throw that out right there. And this piece is going to be a little bit fatty, and after that, it's going to be perfect. Look at that. That is good meat right there. I like that. Woo! No, we made a home run here. Hey, so we did this at 300 degrees for 5 hours. Then we bumped it up for 350, and we wrapped it right there at 5 hours when it reached about 170. And then, man, it took about 7 hours. This thing's gonna be awesome. Get one more shot of all this. It's gonna be good. Hey, like and follow for more. And man, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll be putting out some more great recipes for you. And make sure you have this knife right here. You're gonna love it. It's great for trimming brisket. We'll see you next time. All right, here's a look at the brisket. Put some of the fatty pieces in the front, some chopped brisket in the middle, then the leaner pieces up top. Just want to kind of give you a look. The smoke ring was good. We had some good bark. My brother made some killer coleslaw. Man, we packed a punch. Look at all this food we had. We had some poppers, some dips, and we made some brisket sandwiches. Hey, like and follow and subscribe to my channel. We'll see you next time. Boomer.